When was the last time you did nothing? I don't mean watching a show, scrolling on your phone, playing a game, listening to music, or even reading a book. When was the last time you did nothing? When was the last time you just sat there, alone with your thoughts? I like being alone, but I don't think that makes me lonely. For me, this is indispensable time spent truly relaxing. Of course, I like to watch TV, scroll on my phone, play games, listen to music, and read books, but I find none of these things compare to the amount of decompression I feel from being by myself. It might not be as fun in the moment, but every time I've done it, I've always felt better afterwards. And again, all those things I was just talking about are great. They're part of what makes life enjoyable. But I find when I do them, I'm not really letting my brain rest. I'm simply focusing my attention to something else. Sometimes, in an attempt to de-stress, I actually end up stressing myself out more. I suspect that this stress comes from the fact that I'm ignoring the root causes of my problems. Instead of taking time to process them, I'm burying them under distractions. And sometimes, I'll admit, that's an okay short-term solution. I'm not a monk who never does anything fun, and sometimes, just like anyone else, I wish things would just disappear for a bit, so I pretend that they do. But I know that this isn't a long-term solution. Eventually, I'm gonna have to come to my own conclusions on it. And one of my favorite ways to be alone and to process my thoughts is through journaling. Journaling has allowed me to get to know myself better. I like to think of it as transferring files from your brain to a flash drive. Think about it. If you have nothing in front of you, your brain has no option but to process its inner thoughts. Here's how I like to journal. Step 1. Get something to write with. I prefer pen and paper, but you can use an app on your phone, keyboard and computer, a typewriter if you have one. Step 2. Write whatever comes to your mind. Dump your stream of consciousness onto the paper. Engage with all the perspectives in your head, and most importantly, just be honest. It's that simple. Just grab something to write with and go for it. The cool thing about journaling is it really can just be whatever you want. It could be a sentence, a paragraph, a page, or a novel. It can be serious, funny, and anywhere in between. If you don't like journaling, try a different style. There isn't a right way to do it. The insights you get from this never fails to amaze me. Sometimes it's vague, but I find that my brain is literally spitting out the answers to my problems. I feel like nowadays there's a rejection of doing nothing. If you aren't working, you aren't productive. But maybe this isn't the best belief to have. Perhaps the stress this belief builds up creates the drive to distract. Perhaps, in the end, these distractions don't really keep the stress at bay. Perhaps this inner disconnect within ourselves is what's actually causing the stress. Maybe you, person watching this video, clicked on it in hopes to escape your daily struggles. I know it's not easy, and I'm certainly not saying that you're broken. But here's what I will say to you. Spend some time with yourself. You might be shocked at how much your brain will tell you when you give it the attention it deserves. Have a good day.